Welcome to this special episode of Classical Era News. Today we will be looking inside the life of a soldier who fought at the American Revolution, interviewing steam engine inventor James Watt, and talking to the chief of a major tribe in Africa. First, we have Jenny on the scene of the American Revolution.
Thanks, Marissa. Here we are on the grounds of the American Revolution, where we will be interviewing this soldier. What caused the Americans to want to revolt from Britain?
First of all, the British wanted to put up taxes on our stamps, which us Americans did not like, since we don't want to be under British rule anymore. Then they imposed duties on glass, weed, paints, paper, and tea important to our colonies, which Parliament repleted of the duties except the tax on tea. This occurrence is prompt the tragic Boston Massacre. We finally had enough and decided to protest against taxation. So Samuel Adams and Sons of Liberty boarded 3 ships in the Boston Harbor and threw 342 chests of tea overboard. This was the turning point which started the outbreak of violence.
Can you explain what the Committee of Correspondence is and your opinion on it?
They were established to serve as the spring port of action. They fought for 13 colonies to be separated from British policies. I think they were great men who assisted us in our fight for the independence.
Can you talk a little bit about two ideas central to the Revolution, land ownership and equality?
The British didn't give the right to tax to make sure people who had property were able to keep it because they never had to pay the government in exchange for the right to own and use it. So it made possible for us Americans to own land and become as successful as the British. So the 2 ideas of the land ownership and equality are very important to fight our liberty.
Thanks. The invention of the steam engine was a major advancement during the Industrial Revolution. This revolution was an increase in production brought about by the use of machines and characterized by the use of new energy sources. The Industrial Revolution started in Britain, but eventually spread across all of Europe. The creation of the spinning jenny, along with the water frame, which was all a part of the British textile industry, kicked off the inventions of these machineries. Before the modern steam engine came along, these machines were all water-powered. The first successful steam engine was created to clear water out of mines. James Watt made major leaps for the evolution of the modern steam engine. His engine made not only railroads and steamboats possible, but also more efficient cotton mills.
Thanks, Marissa. We're here with the inventor, James Watt. Hi, James.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How did you first get involved with the steam engine?
I was repairing a model Newcomen steam engine in 1764 when I realized that it was a waste of steam and there had to be a more efficient way.
What was your greatest invention?
In May 1765, after I was trying to figure out a solution to the problem of wasted steam, I came up with my first and greatest invention. I realized that the loss of heat involved changing the state of the substance was the worst effect of the Newcomen engine, that condensation must be effected in a chamber distinct from the cylinder but connected to it.
Did anyone help you make the engine?
I met British physician, chemist, and inventor John Roebuck, who urged me to make the engine. In 1768, we entered into partnership together and made a small test engine with the help of loans from Joseph Black.
What businesses use your engine?
My engine is in high demand for a lot of different industries, including paper mills, flour mills, cotton mills, iron mills, distilleries, canals, and waterworks.
Now we have Marissa interviewing in Africa, a chief of a major tribe.
We're in Africa interviewing some of their civilians. Why don't you tell the people who you are and what you do?
Hi, I'm a chief of a major tribe in Africa who collects slaves for the Americans.
So what does all of your job entail?
I acquire slaves by war or raids on smaller towns and tribes. Once I collect these slaves, I use them to sell with the Americans.
So what do you get in return for the slaves that you import?
We are given many goods such as copper, metal tools, beads, gunpowder, glass, pottery, woolen cloth, iron, and brass pans.
And how old are these slaves?
We get the slaves anywhere from young children to their mid-20s. We make sure to keep them healthy for the Americans. Once the Americans get them back to America, they usually keep them healthy so that they can have children, and then they will work them to death so that they can keep their children to either sell them to other plantation owners or keep them to work on their own plantation.
Alright, so how do you transport these slaves?
We raid small villages and towns to keep the slaves hostage until the Americans trade with them. Once they get them, they put them on boats that are way too small to be carrying so many people and take them back to America to be sold to various plantation owners.
All right, thank you so much. Back to
Thanks, Marissa. During this time, Africans were taken from their homes and crammed into tiny ships and transported to the Americas. They were sold to work in mines and plantations and given no money for it. The majority of them were shipped to Brazil, the Caribbean, and the Spanish Empire to work there. About 13 million Africans left Africa, and out of those, 2 million died, and those who did survive the journey were sold as property and then worked to death. This transatlantic slave trade is often referred to as the first system of globalization because of how the Americas, Europe, Brazil, Portugal, and other countries were all involved.
Representation.